don't know why Mike would give him that.
This might.
Tough little right cross for Mike to stick there. Junior sticks that weight in a really, really good spot.
Blast down the rail.
I imagine you see the same shot here. Left cross. See if Junior can stick it.
Yeah. Might be a little deep.
If that holds on, it's a really good shot.
That's a great shot.
Yeah. I mean, Mike will throw that all day long against
He
Junior.
might have pushed that to the rail. It's going to get there early.
I said you're going to see it. If this match continues like this right now, anytime that Junior gets the hammer on this side, there will be a left cross over there if Mike controls the hammer. He's going to throw it every time. So we'll see what he wants to do with it from here. And like I said, Mike told us that he wants to control the hammer from this side. He lost it going that way, but if you lose it for 2, you're all right. Don't be surprised if you see the exact same thing. Left cross, and Junior looks like left it inside.
Yeah, I think that's second or third weight.
Mike's Mike's going to keep throwing left crosses.
Yeah.
Left cross, left cross, left cross.
Might have left it open here for a stick. Junior makes the correction. Got to crank it over there just a hair.
Good shot by Junior right there.
Yep. Not necessarily taking back control of the frame, but at least putting a little pressure back on Mike. And Mike knows that shot all too well. And Junior's lagging against two ones here.
This is third weight. Is this third weight or is this hammer?
No, you're right. I'm sorry. He's going to try the long double. It's nearly got there.
I'm interested to see what Mike wants to do here. Does he just put it in the middle of the board? Does he still put a deuce and say, hey, hit a deuce, I'll take a 1?
And he's just going to clog the board up.
I like it.
Yep, I do too. Pressure's definitely on Junior here. Mike,
just gotta slow down.
It could be the nuts.
Man, I think we're seeing this board slow down a little bit, and you can see it with the track marks.
Yep.
It is starting to slow down.
Yeah, it's never easy in these pro matches, man.
Junior throws that weight right there. Deep one, wow. And Mike goes around it, and Junior turns around and looks at us like, where do I need to throw it to where this guy won't try to go around a weight?
Oh, wow. Fearless. Mike is absolutely fearless. See if he can lock it down with a good cover here. And I think that's just about another 5 or 6 inches that would have been the nuts. Still got a pretty good cover on it.
It's about half a weight open on the right side.
He'd have to shave it. Now he ran into the early weight. No, he stuck it.
Great shot right there.
Nice move, right?
So where this weight ended up, now it's in a little stick and roll position. We'll see if Mike can stick and roll this and get it even further over. Stuck it dead. It's still going to be wide open. Should be a routine shot for Junior. Oh, man.
Wow. Wow.
That was, eighth of an inch from me.
He's not
Just
happy,
perfect.
but he's really fortunate he didn't run into the early weight. Mike could be lagging with 2 working here.
I think that was a deuce. The deep one was a deuce, wasn't it?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't throw it, I don't think. Oh,
Race to 10.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mike just lobs something up here. He's going to go ahead and keep working on that left cross. Something for you players at home is if you find a weak spot in somebody's game, you may not want to continue to go after it every single frame, right? You may work the right side of the board for the first 3 weights and then throw that left cross with the last weight, instead of letting them get comfortable throwing that left cross, because you're just constantly throwing left cross, left cross, left cross.
Yeah.
So find their weakness, put it in the back of your head, and then use it in good spots.
Yeah, be patient. Well, I say, if you have the luxury of being patient and picking the right spot to test them on that difficult shot or a shot they had difficulty on.
Like the left cross that Junior dumped going the other way, I wouldn't show him that shot again until he has to throw a hammer.
Yep, absolutely. Don't want him practicing it.
And if you're Junior, practice it.
It's gonna be a little hot, I think.
Practice that shot whenever you have free shots, because you're going to be throwing it all, in tough spots throughout the course of the game.
I don't know if it's gonna get there. Nope. Junior doesn't like it.
I said the board's breaking down for sure. You can see it. I mean, I think on the cameras you can see some line marks. You can see the breakdown of the board. Who do you think it gets the advantage on a broke down board?
Mike Bollinger, Travis Ford, if either one of you are in here, come and see me.
Right. I mean, the shot maker is going to get the advantage over the lagger, right? Because it's inconsistent.
Sure.
You may get something that floats out. You may get something that drags.
Sure.
So a player that is looking to just lag on a board that's starting to break down quite a bit may not get the consistency that they need. So the aggressive player that's willing to go around weights and get one working, their 1+1 works, right? We'll lag it, getting one weight working and then lagging a 1 is your 2 lag.
Yeah.
Crank that a little too hard over there.
Junior's gonna let him go here.
Which I think is the right play. On a board that's breaking down, make them lag through everything.
He gave it a go. Yeah, just short, actually. I thought that was a good little stroke. It's tough commentating right behind him. That's probably why I've been a little more quiet. Mike doesn't have earphones in. Junior does. Junior can't hear us. But, I'd love to chat a little bit more, but I just can't. We've got to be quiet when Mike's on this end. We don't want to influence the play at all. I talked right after he threw that hammer, and he turned around and said the best he ever thought that he threw it. But
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that anything that we say will not influence what Mike does.
I hope so. I hope so. I just don't want to somehow, I know he rises to the occasion no matter how bright the lights are, that's for sure.
No. What I mean is I don't think he's going to turn around and say, your shot is right, mine is wrong, I'm going to go ahead and use yours.
No. I'm thinking more of like, hey, dude, be quiet back there. You're being too loud in my backstroke sort of thing.
That influence.
Relax. Like,
Gotcha.
I don't want to be an influence in this game at all.
Gotcha.
I want to be I wish we had an actual booth here, to where we could be loud, soundproof booth.
Yeah, we got action here.
I mean, we could have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Maybe we get Dave Gaitan to fabricate us a little deer stand type of.
Man, that thing's going to pull to the left.
Leaving it wide open, huh?
Yeah. Like.
Yeah, he's still got to execute here. I mean, it's not.
See what Mike decides to do here. I think the shot is a right span. Mike may throw just a right cross, nice and smooth at it. The thing to watch out here is if Mike thinks that he can get all the way out on this rail and it's going to come back, it will not. It will.
No,
be
it won't. Yep, no.
So he has to shoot
at the weight. Yeah, dead center of the weight, and you got to graze by that short weight. He did pretty good right there, I think. Gave it just enough. That's a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
I mean,
now let's see if
just a
Junior
perfect
picked up the line.
And I mean, that looks decent.
Junior threw that a little further out, so it's going to stay out.
Yeah.
Mike threw right at that weight.
Moving the scoreboard, keeping the hammer where he wants it. It's not a bad frame.
Junior just trying to get a feel for the end of the board, get comfortable. Like I said, it's tough.
Wow, and Mike's going around that way. These rails are real touchy. If you get into that rail, it's just going to fall off. Junior's going to bump it. Doesn't quite get the separation he wanted. Mike is going to stick this way. Solid stick.
He'd like to get a stick and roll in there.
Yeah. Junior goes to stick it back. And he hits all three of the weights off. That is absolutely not what he was looking for.
Instead of Mike lagging against 2, he's lagging on a clean board.
Yeah, that's a big swing of momentum there. I think he stroked a good one in there.
I think he's going to die.
Oh, man, it's just, it's like it's hitting something right there around that label. And it just slows down. But I know how it works. You push it just through that, and it just floats, and trickles off. So Mike's got to be careful not to overcompensate and push it off. I mean, it's 7-7. He's still firmly, in this game. Anybody can win this thing.
I know a few years ago, whenever I would watch these games, you'd see some people commentate that bring these guys to my bar over here. Man, these guys aren't very good. They see how many ones they lag. You see how many weights they miss, things like that. something to think about there is there are 36 boards in this building, all of them being different.
Sure.
Right? These are, and the temperatures constantly changing them. Simple adjustments are constantly changing them. So every game that these guys play on these boards, something changes.
Absolutely.
You know, it's not a big change all of a sudden.
But I think the one thing that these boards have in common, or at least many of them, if you get into a 4, more than likely it's going to fall off. More than likely. More often than not, if it gets into a 4 just barely floating in there, it floats off. The boards do not just sit up like, some of the hometown boards.
Right.
I mean, you just chunk it. It floats, and stops on a 4.
Yeah.
You do not have that forgiveness out here.
Yeah.
You've got to be a perfect 4 lag for it to be a 4.
Yeah.
There's just no gimmies.
Yeah. These are the top 2 players in the world that you've seen.
Yeah, they're being conservative,
long
making
lags,
sure
yeah.
they're moving the scoreboard. First person that lags a deuce has the advantage, and Junior takes that lead, Well, Mike's got to answer. You won't see him lag a 1 here if it's a clean board. I think he's going to push for a deuce, and I think he's due for a big one.
Junior's just going to fire at this right-handed. If this was a deuce that he could stick for a deuce, he'd throw it left-handed. It's a 1, so he's just going to fire right-handed. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, and he hung the rail. He hung the rail.
I think it's a 1. I don't think he would. I think if it was a deuce, he would have went down there and tried to stick it. I think Mike's going to go down there and look at it and see if it's a 1 or a 2. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a deuce.
So Mike's telling us that it is a deuce.
And I still think he's going to push for a deuce here. He's got a pretty good
Yeah.
bead on it.
Oh, yeah.
He's not trying to just get on 10 here. He's trying to get on 11. If it gets through that dry track, go. Ah. Oh, yeah, solid.
Yeah.
Solid. Nice lag. And, just like that, we said whoever lags the first deuce takes firm control. Junior did that at 7-7. Mike with the big answer, the big response, gets 2 working with his hammer coming. Not a typical frame, not a shot that Junior's going to miss very often. As much as he loves that right-hand span blast, I think that was the shot there. He knows that right-hand rail, but his bread and butter is that right-hand span blast. I know he doesn't like to shoot it into the rail. Not that he can't. He just would prefer not to. I just think it was a shot,
Yeah.
Bread and butter. But Junior, he is not out of this game. He'll probably lag a deuce in response, and we're going to have a nail biter coming into the end game here.
I wonder what Mike wants to do here. 11-9, put 1, get on 12, do it hard. Mike also doesn't mind. I mean, he's kind of looking at it like, ugh, it's a little too deep. I don't know if he minds because
Yeah, that's going to be an easy
Junior,
stick for
yeah.
Junior.
But I think he also limits Junior to 2 there, and it's 11-11 with the hammer.
I think if you give Junior a deuce there, he's happy with that.
Well, and so what I mean is, if you can limit somebody right there to 2, and it's 11-11, and you have the hammer, you're guaranteeing that, or you're not guaranteeing, but you're putting yourself in a good spot to get in the lag out hole first.
Sure.
Right, outside of a 4.
Yep.
If Junior lags at 3 there, now it's 12-11, pressure's on Mike, and he may try to force some action. Knowing that Junior's
and Mike's going around that way in part because he would love to have one working, one to lag against.
Yeah, absolutely.
Switch the hammer and, maybe lag a 3 or 4 to go out. He's going to try and stick this left span. That is a beautiful shot.
Good shot. Junior's either going to combo this off right-handed. That's what he's going to do.
And another good shot. And Mike trying to get him on that left cross. Junior's going to be able to manage this one.
Stayed in there.
Yeah.
Stayed in there. The old lefty's working. And so the people back at home, Mike just nutted a left deuce. I mean, a left cross deuce. But then he's going to opt to go back to the free hand for the lag itself.
I mean, he's pumped some pretty good lags and free hand that just came up short. And I think he's got a decent one there. Oh, jeez. I mean, that board's just tracked up,
Like I said, I'm 100% guilty of it. Like, just wrap and induce, and then I have a clean board and I go freehand.
But you're not left-handed. I mean, don't you want to throw with your best hand?
Well, I mean, I want to throw with what is going to get me a deuce, right? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm pumping in left crosses, I mean, I can tell you that there's only a few times in my short career that I have stepped up on a clean board and thrown a left cross for a lag, but it's because it was feeling good.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and if there's a backstop on that side of the board, I mean, yeah, sure, it's the right shot, but I think out here, I mean, I don't blame Mike for lagging.
No, I don't, and I'm not saying it's the wrong shot. I'm saying for the players at home, if you get comfortable throwing, if you find yourself, man, I'm really, really good at bearing weights, right-hand cross, but my freehand lag sucks. Lag right crosses,
Yep. All right, Junior's stroking that left a little bit better.
That's a good shot.
Got that one hang up on the rail.
Needs to wait for that thing to stop.
Yeah. It's still moving. Still moving.
This would be a really, really good shot to stick for Mike. I mean, this is
going to push it over just a hair. You cannot trust that rail to get it over for you. And he narrowly got it off. Yeah, Junior didn't believe it. Junior feels like he was robbed. I think it was a pretty routine shot. He thinks it's hot. He's asking for it to sit. Chasing after it. He's not going to be able to catch it. And big momentum switch.
It's extremely important for Mike to score in this frame.
Huge. I mean, absolutely enormous. He gets on 13-11. He's got a real good chance of winning the set.
Yeah.
Real good chance. Mike firm stick, rolls it to the rail. Junior's going to left cross stick it back. I don't think. Oh.
This should be a short wait for Mike. Short wait. I don't like that shot at all. I mean, he just lost control of the frame now.
He took a valuable point off the board there, no doubt. I mean, he could be sticking this way.
He's not guaranteed to score anymore in this frame.
Sure.
If he hits and goes with this weight.
Yep. Yep.
He had his one.
He might have overshot that.
If
Junior literally standing to the left of the board, not even behind it at all, throwing a right hand free hand from the left side.
Everybody should be in the money right now, so if you lose, you need to come and see me with your sponsor.
This is a one floating into a deuce. God, that thing's
That's gonna have to sit down a little bit. That's a mental mistake.
Bad mistake
you
right
can't
there.
You can't lag off there.
On a board that you've had trouble lagging on.
Yeah.
Go get your one. Normally, I wouldn't, really say that if they've just been pounding deuces in, then go get your deuce and get out of there. But both players have struggled lagging so far in this game. You get your one there, get on 13. You're in a distinct advantage. You make Junior lag a deuce on a clean board, and you get it going out the other way.
Yep.
Junior puts in a good deuce there. This really isn't a bad spot for Junior to start this frame, start that frame with trying to get Mike to stick something.
Yep.
And if you're Junior now with your hammer, you've seen Mike struggle. The chances of Mike lagging a 3 going the other way right now, I would say, are 30% to get out of this game, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why Mike. I don't know why Mike would give him that.
This might fall off. Wow.
I don't know why Mike would give him that.
Wow. Yeah, that's
it boggles my mind why Mike would give him that shot to take a lead at 13-11.
Yeah. Just to go back to that last frame, I was at kind of a loss of words in the moment. I really couldn't believe that he rolled it to a 4. Amazing shot. I mean, Mike made a mistake, but Junior came through with an amazing roll to a 4.
And like I said, Junior, and I may be wrong. I'll ask Junior after this match is over, but at the pace that he threw that at, he's not trying to stick and roll that weight. He's just trying to stick it. He's trying to get on 13-12 right there, and he's just trying to stick it. It ends up working out for him that he sticks and rolls,
sure,
to make it happen, but he's not trying to stick and roll.
Man, he did that a little hot there.
Yeah,
he's getting aggressive.
Man, this right hand around the left side of this weight breaks in a lot better than the left hand coming in this way.
And this goes back to what you were talking about earlier, is that Mike will absolutely give you opportunities. Junior decided that this was a good one, and he was going to go around, and he threw it a little hot. I bet he would love to get that back and throw just a deep one in there, maybe even a barely passed it. I mean, because Junior also likes to give some opportunities because he feels like he's going to be able to bury weights better than anybody, which I would say he may have met his match in that department in Mike Taylor. So,
Let me just see if this holds that line.
oh yeah, it's a pretty shot. Got a little roll out of it. I mean, you
And
can't
so
ask for much more.
And that's his. Like I said, that's the bread and butter of the free hand.
Yep.
Man, if Mike throws this thing into the rail, it's not coming back.
Yeah, he's lining up for it.
But he
knows
goes straight,
it, and it's going to get into his own red. And this is trouble with the capital T here. Mike could get into a hole that he's going to have a hard time getting out of.
To go back to that last game, Mike looked back at us and said that the mistake in the closing parts of that game was not scoring going
12
the other
to
way.
11, clean board. He lagged off. Yeah,
which we said you have to score there. If Mike's up 13-11, he's not.
And Mike there, he's trying to lag a deuce. I get it. If he lags a deuce, it's a nut, and that's a sick shot.
So sick.
He got a little roll out of that way.
Junior can't see any of
Junior's
that
going
way.
to try and medium speed double. He
It's not him.
overshot it. Mike goes from a potential, multiple point giving up frame to actually stealing two. Big swing, big turn of events.
There's not a player in the world that steals more points whenever you have the hammer and you have 3 or 4 working against his last weight.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, he hits a shot that is like that.
Whether he sticks it firm and rolls it a hair, light maybe rolls it deeper. Buries it.
I mean, I can't tell you.
It's endless. Bumping his own weight up somehow.
I can't tell you how many hat throws I've went through playing against Mike Taylor. Whenever I have 3 or 4 working, I end up giving up 2.
Yeah, Junior's going to try and go around this way. I don't love it. He struggled with that left cross. And he has put a perfect go around in there.
Great shot.
You can't go down there and place it any better. That's amazing.
Something to think about on that last frame. Whenever Mike came in there and stuck it rolled that other weight is, I think if Junior looks at it and maybe takes a little more time, he may look at it and say, you know what, I'm just going to lag here instead of trying to double stick.
And he's going for the soft double, and that is absolutely amazing. That's what that is. Sick shot. Junior's now going to try and stick down freehand, and it does not work out for him. And Mike steals 2 more. I mean,
it's just,
if everybody understood, I mean, that shot looked amazing. But what he's doing on top of all of that, like, yes, he pulled that shot out. This is a serious tournament. They're in the losers bracket, and he just back-to-back frames stole 2 points. I mean, that's incredible. Given the circumstances, I mean, there's not many people back-to-back frames going to steal 2 off of Junior.
Jeez.
You know it.
That's just.
And now Junior might be getting a little sloppy here. Not his best effort there. He's lucky that rail really does pull back.
Mike's showing you why he's why so many people
full package
fear the shot making, why people don't pass weights, why, I mean, both those shots by Junior, I mean,
perfect. Perfect. He put a perfect bury weight in there.
And he gets rewarded by giving up 2. See if Mike wants to just keep the foot on the gas and put up a deuce here.
Yeah, I think he's asking for it to sit. I think he wants all the pressure he can muster.
Yeah.
If you let Junior just get into his groove, he's liable to lag and hurt you over and over again. I mean, that's just an automatic deuce there. He's got the lagging end. Yeah, Mike's gonna continue to push the envelope here.
Let's see if Mike just goes around this weight. Up 5-2. This is what I consider on this board the best go around, and it's not because it's the easiest go around. It's because if you get it in there, it is in there, and there's no going out and picking it out.
And that's what Mike was trying to do.
So now
bury it.
Now the go around's gone. Now Mike will just go in there and stick that weight.
Yep. Simplify this game a little bit. I mean, probably not a bad idea to do a little earlier, maybe in the frame.
I said trying to put his foot on his throat. You know?
Sure. And Mike lagging with a clean board here.
This is third weight.
He's still lagging his third weight on a clean board here. And Junior just blasts it off. Let's see if Mike can make the correction here.
He's wholeheartedly going for a deuce here.
He's checking the lines, making sure it's a clean track. Making sure he's not caught in one of those tracks right out the gate. I think this could be good. Yep.
Look great the
whole way. That is an absolute nut. Great lag.
Look great the whole way down.
You know.
I'd be surprised if you see a short weight here. I wouldn't suggest it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does throw short weight. And there he goes. Against Junior, if I'm playing against Junior, I'm not giving him a short weight here. Like I said, Mike is the best shot maker in the country, and so he's going to just let people try to bump up weights, and if he gets in trouble, he gets in trouble, and he feels like he can shoot himself out of it. But for the players at home, if you're playing against a really, really good player and you're up 8-2, it may not be the best time to throw short weights and get in trouble and give up a 4 or 5 point frame because somebody makes a perfect bump on you.
Yeah.
You can play pretty straight up here and feel like even if they have a great lag on a clean board, you're up 8-5.
Yeah.
Now if you lag a 1 coming back and it's 9-5, now go ahead and go with the short weight.
And Mike with the clutch stick there, moved it to the rail. Junior's gonna try and stick it back. Did he get it over? Yep, just enough. And almost another long roll.
See what Mike wants to do with his last weight here. It wouldn't surprise you if Mike tried to throw a deuce here and make Junior stick a deuce to score 2.
I think that's a pretty good spot.
That's what he's trying to do. He really is. He's trying to throw a deuce and say, hey, go stick it for 8-4. I still have a 4 point lead.
Yeah.
Come and get me.
Junior's going to just... Oh, he doesn't like it. He thinks it's short.
It's actually good.
No, I think it's an... Oh, wow.
Just stopped.
it looked like a nut coming down here. It drug, there's no doubt. It hit something and artificially drug up probably about 5-6 inches shorter than it should have. Probably should have been a 3.
So we'll go right back into Junior trying to pump up this way, try to create action, or just go past it. The other thing to think about is Mike's a better shot maker than he is blasting weights, right? So let him try to blast weights, and maybe you draw a stick.
Oh, he stuck it
He's
all
stuck
right.
and go to the rail. I think some players at home may be thinking that, like, this is an easy thing to do what he's doing right now. Like, hey, throw a short weight, stick,
Sure.
and roll to a rail. Hey, stick another weight, and constantly be staying out of trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, he's in no trouble
and,
right now.
And he did it again, yeah. He
Right.
stayed out of trouble again, yeah.
Like, it's not as easy as this guy makes it look. Like, if you're throwing short weights at 9-2, like, you're going to have to make some much harder decisions than what he's having to make right now.
Junior with a nice stick and roll to a deep 3. Mike's going to just...
You know, Mike wants to hit and go with this weight. He doesn't want to stick this weight.
True.
But he also knows that he
But
has to
as
hit
my buddy back in Houston, James Gordon, would say, I ain't mad at you.
it. Yeah, I mean, he has to hit it. But Junior threw that way over. No, sorry, I got a bad angle from the start.
It pulls right back into it, just easy money.
I thought that was a little deeper than what it was. So Mike's fine with sticking weights and giving up 2.
Yeah. Up 9-2. Yeah, he can give up to quite a few frames in a row and just get one before it gets hairy. I mean, it'd be 13-14 before it gets hairy. 13-12. Yeah, you know, I'd love to see Mike, if he could ever really hone in a blast. Can you imagine, though, really? I mean, he'd be the most deadliest shuffleboard player of all time.
He won't ever do it.
Well, it's because he's got so much control over
Right.
his angles, his lines.
Yeah.
But, I mean, sometimes being able, not coming unhinged, but being able to increase the velocity just 20 more percent, 30 more percent with control. I mean, I've seen him throw some real good blast shots playing maze. He can do it. I mean, there's no doubt. He's one of the best at doing it.
He has one of the best blast players in the country there in Cedar Park with him. You know, to
Craig
teach
White?
him. Yeah.
Craig White.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen Craig White?
I mean, it's a monster blast.
I mean, I really don't know how it's illegal, how hard that guy throws. Like, always messing up boards. I mean, just
Hard enough to crack some eggs down there.
dude,
huh?
everything. I mean,
Yeah.
boards just going everywhere with the way that guy throws. Just
And, you know, Mike lagged off up 12-11 in the last game, up 9-4. You better believe he's not lagging off there. I mean, he's going to score his point and try not to make any errors, trying to make no mistakes, and allow David Williams Jr. here to have to lag, you know, pretty much 2s and 3s from here on out just to have a chance, slightest chance. Junior tries to bump it up there. Pretty standard shot down 10-4. And hits and goes.
that was MZ's 6-speed.
And that was That was a blast shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got to go.
Big lag here from Junior. It's not a 1.
That's no 1. He's asking for it to go. He likes it.
Good lag,
And I
looks like
think it
3.
got in there.
Yep, 3
Yep.
ball. 10-7.
I mean, you know, Mike goes from up 9-2 to now it's 10-7.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's hard to comprehend that. For a lot of people, you know, they think, oh, 9-2, game's pretty much locked up. And for the most part, I'd say most games are.
Well, and the other thing to think about there is he hasn't made a mistake.
No, he hasn't.
Right? Like,
No, he lagged a deuce and lagged a 3
you know, I mean,
back to back.
no, I mean, Mike hasn't made a
No, I
mistake
know.
to get it back.
I know. Junior lagged a deuce and a 3. I mean, Mike can't control his hammer. You know, his opponent's hammer.
It's a good stick right there. I don't think you'll see Mike lag a 1 here. If he gets the opportunity, I think he's going to be pushing forward. He knows Junior's getting a little hot. So. I'd love this weight right here. And the reason why I love it is because there's a good chance that Junior sticks this weight.
Yeah, Junior blasted as hard as he could. I mean, that was MZ9 speed right there. And just barely gets it to trickle off. Mike's asking to dust a spot in the middle of the board here before his hammer goes. I don't blame him. That is the skid mark that the blast shot took off. You know, I had a interesting situation earlier in the week. Somebody telling me that I dusted in the middle of the board when it's against the rules. It's probably true. It was in between frames. I took some liberties there, but I don't think anybody would blame me dusting some of these tracks that these blast marks make. You know, they're tracking up a little bit, and Mike is in control, in the driver's seat.
I would have been surprised there if Mike lagged a 1.
Yeah, no, you can't afford to lag a 1 and let Junior lag a 3 and be up, you know, 11-10. That's red flag territory, red zone territory.
I think Mike's in another short weight situation.
Try and manufacture a couple, let Junior lag against a couple short weights. I like it.
I think a player like Mike, I think if Junior throws a 2 or a 3, and it helps a lot more in that with his first weight. If he throws a 2 or a 3, he probably gets a stick, and then he starts to create some action, as opposed to getting into a try to bump up with Mike. I think throwing a 2 or 3, Mike's not going to blast a 2 or 3.
Sure. I mean, yeah,
And he
hops
hops
that way.
Man, how's Junior going to get around this? Left cross is tight. Freehand. I was going to go the other way.
He's going to try and float it in on top. It's got to be the perfect speed, perfect line, or it's just going to stay open there. And I don't think Mike's going to miss this way. It's a big shot. Mike needs to make sure this weight goes. And I think he's done it. Yep. Big shot. Big Mike's shot. He's given up one with the hammer here, but he can't be upset with himself. And that's going to drag up just a little shy. Junior's disgusted with himself. I don't blame him. I mean, he really needed a 2 to put himself back into at least fighting territory. 12-9. Mike's probably 85% chance to win.
He needs to score.
True. Yeah. Bar none. But he's probably pushing for that deep one if it were a clean board or a shallower one, right? I mean,
not after lagging off at 12.
Yeah.
Right. 11 last game.
Yeah, he's not going to push for it.
He's not going to make that mistake again.
And now Mike stuck away, and Junior got into that dry rail, and it kind of just hung on him.
Mike's been kind of on the inside of these weights. Let's see if he really tries to make an adjustment.
I don't know if he pushed that. Oh, yeah, he did.
Oh,
wow.
God.
Wow. That's one of those, if it touches that red, he probably still gets it, you know?
My God.
Let's see if Junior can make this get any better. See if he can get it to pull in a little bit. It just won't do it. And
so now Mike, all he's doing is throwing a short left cross.
Right, yep, about scoreboard.
Let's go ahead and kill that go around. Junior's shot here, as much as it sucks, is
and he's done it. Yep.
Is stick that deep red weight. Take your medicine, stick the deep red weight.
Mm-hmm.
Hope that Mike hits and goes.
And he missed it. He missed the stick.
Mike needs to get on 14 here.
Oh, I mean, if this thing passes the deep blue emblem, I'll be astonished. I mean, he's got the game locked up at 14-9. I mean, but then again, Junior did just get out of a game down 12-11. Mike would probably like to lag a deuce and get this thing over with. And it is just past the blue emblem. Don't blame him. Smart shot. Again, especially after
this weight shouldn't be on the board.
It should not be, and it won't be. It won't be, no. Not today. Has opened the door for him a little bit here. Let's see if Junior can capitalize. That thing does break in there pretty good if he gets it down there. He's begging for it. He's begging for it. Didn't quite get it. Junior's not real happy with that. It's not the end of the world. He still got a lot of options here.
It's a deep one, right?
Yeah.
So this is the kind of situation that either one has to go.
Yeah.
Junior needs to bump this weight into a 3 to really have a chance of getting out of this game. This bump has to go to a 3. This isn't a cover. This isn't a bump to a 2. This is a bump this weight to a 3.
And he's going around it.
Which is fine. It just has to be.
Yeah, it has to get in there. Yep. And that
great shot. I mean, that's so it's either a bump to a 3 or that shot that he just put up there, which is a phenomenal shot.
You think Mike's gonna pick it out, or you think he's gonna try the call? They're both there.
That's a really, really good shot by Junior.
It's a great shot. He's gonna try and pick it out, and he got into the first way. Now Junior has every opportunity to steal this game. And it be something else here. Junior's trying to get in the zone here. Take his time, take a deep breath. He knows it. He knows the speed. He knows it ain't short. It ain't short.
It's short, very short. It's not even So the correct score is 14-13.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and ring it back up. Mike's probably a little superstitious about something like that. I don't blame him. I don't want to look up at the scoreboard and feel like my punt's on 14.
Man, this is a roller coaster of a game, roller coaster of a match here.
You know, just like we said, you know, Mike's got to get on 14. If he closes him out,
Mike's trying to stick that weight, and the reason why Mike's trying to stick that weight is he's already had 2 that he's tried to blast off that he's just hopped completely.
Sure. Yeah, he doesn't want to hop another one. And Junior has lagged that one off the board.
Mike needs to split out. Mike needs to split out these
soft,
red weights.
Soft split, little bump maybe. Wouldn't be bad.
2 deep red weights.
He's going for it.
Grab a spot around the rail here, make a little noise.
God, it's still dangerous, man. So dangerous.
That's in for Junior. I mean, again, he's probably 70% to get this weight in there, pass that weight into a 1 or a 2. And this could be it. I mean, that is incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Mike has to work some magic here.
Mike's going to shoot a right span here and try to double stick these weights.
I like it. I think it's the right shot. He's going to focus into it. He knows the line.
That right span goes straight to the middle of the board.
Yeah, he knows the line. This should be, I mean, about as routine as a soft double can be.
Hello.
Fucking serious?
And John McDermott hollered in his backswing.
All right.
Geez, here he goes again. Mike's going to step off of it.
Rock and roll. Okay, number 1. Number 1.
Hey.
Jeez. I mean, no offense to John. It was just really bad timing. They've got, I guess, the Halloween contest going off in the other room. Something's going on over there. And here we go again. It's got to get off that rail. And Junior covers a good cover here. And one of the greater steals of the night, of the week, potentially of the year. I mean, Mike was firmly in control, up 9-2, 10-7, 12-7. And here we are. Mike needs to pick this weight out and move it to another frame.
It's a great cover.
Yeah, he needs to pick this weight out and get to another frame.
Man, you know what shot is dude, it's tough.
Soft
Freehand around.
Yeah, like you're sticking it. Just make sure it goes.
The board wants to fight back into the middle of the board right there. I think if you start that.
I like the stroke. Hold your head up. Hold your head up.
God.
Oh, 6 shot alert.
Woo!
That was sick. I mean, what a finish.
God.
What a finish. He is fist pumping all the way down the field. Wow.
My God.
Okay.
Wow. That is absolutely incredible. What a finish. He was in firm control of that game, up 9-2. Up 10 points.
Well,
I got you. I told the people at home.
Yeah.